Right, back again. This is going to be a very short video. I've been to the dentist and the anaesthetic is just beginning to wear off. So, and I'm not supposed to be talking too much, which is really hard for me. Right, what I've decided to do is to start wrapping the duct tape around the box, and I've done a strip starting from the back here. I've done a strip that's gone right the way round at the bottom, and then one halfway up where the boxes join, and then just done a small bit on each of the corner from here to here on both sides. That's all I've done so far. I think what I'm going to do next is to do this bit here. It's actually a lot more difficult than it would normally be wrapping an album, because this is, I guess this is probably a 125 or maybe a 1mm chipboard cardboard, so it's not particularly thick, so it's quite difficult. But I will do my best not to make too much of a hash job of it. See, this is what happens. I've made a hash job already. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to find what I did with my scissors. No, I'm not. I'm going to get another pair of scissors. And try that one again. Right. There's my scissors. Right. I think what I'm going to have to do is release quite a bit of the tape first, and then start and hopefully this will work. You've just got to be careful with the tape, because if it touches sticky side to sticky side, it's almost impossible to untangle it. Cut it off here for the moment. Well, I say cut it off, I obviously mean I'm going to hack it off there for a minute. Okay, right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lay it on that side and then start wrapping it. Oh, I wish I'd taken it down slightly more on that side. But it is what it is. So, corner. I did say a short video, didn't I? But I would understand a lot of people would find this a lot easier than me, because I am what my dad used to describe as cack-handed. Okay, now then, I want short sides in first. like it's stuck a little bit. Okay, and then the long sides. I think any creases I will get out later. I'm going to concentrate more on trying to get this actually stuck on first. Okay, next corner. Actually, I have actually found that smaller scissors seem to be easier than larger scissors when it comes to doing this. Okay. Shorter side in first. That side's fine. I'm going to see if I can take a little bit more off this side. Might make it slightly easier. Not bad. Okay, now I just need to cut off roughly there. Oh, I can see where that's going to be okay. Okay, so that's the lid. Obviously I'm going to need to go across the hinge here and across the back. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap trying to think of the easiest way to do this for myself, actually. Right, I think what I'm going to do is this bit first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it quite low down at the side, so that I've only got a little bit here to fold over. Get this wrapped first. To about there. Okay. going to try and do is get the corners in first, so that they don't stick to one another, and then they're going to stick to another anyway. Okay, bone folder, I'll sort that out. We can get this straightened out a bit. We'll have decorative paper inside anyway, so, or black paper, I haven't decided yet. So I can cover up some of it. Now I'm going to want for now I'm going to put something straight across the back here. I'm wondering whether it'd be easier to go take it slightly over and then faff around a little bit, because we all know faffing, you know, that's my middle name. Okay, I think you've seen enough of basically what I'm going to be doing with that, so what I will do is do the rest of this off camera, and then when I've finished wrapping the box with the duct tape, I will be back. That'll be best. Just get this creased in. Yeah, if you do wrap a box and you've got the hinge, remember to have the hinge open when you wrap it, and not upright, because if you wrap it upright, it'll stay stuck upright. And it puts a lot of pressure on whatever you choose to wrap the hinge with. So, I think that is probably going to be it. I'm going to go diagonally on these corners. Because that looks neater. And then I'm going to stop filming and rinse out my mouth because it feels horrible. Oh dear. I'll get some painkillers, I think. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to finish that off. So I'm going to cut down a bit more. Right, so I will finish this off, but it's just going to be, the reason why I like wrapping albums, boxes in duct tape or any coring bit is basically when you then come to decorate it, you use a lot less paper, because obviously you only have to have this width of paper, and rather than have to wrap it around the whole thing. So I just think it's a more economical way of doing it, and to save on the pretty papers. Right. Yep, so I'm going to do the corners here and the corners at the back here, and then I'll be done, and then I'll be back. Okay, I've finished wrapping the box. I haven't done I haven't inched out yet. I haven't done the corners in here because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do there yet. The only other thing I've done is I've got a, it's not actually a PG Tips pen, it's a black marker pen, and wherever the tape edge shows, I've just coloured it over so that it looks black. Yeah, so all along the sort of like the creases where I've got the tape, just coloured it in. And that does hide quite a bit. So now that main bit's done. I haven't actually taken out the creases yet, but I don't think I'm going to need to do too much. So that's all done, and there is black paper at the very, very back. And I think that's it. That's all I've done. So that's wrapped, and it's very sturdy. It's doing really well. So on to the next bit, and then I will think about what's going to go inside the box. Okay, next part of the project, I decided I wanted to paint the drawer black, and as I started I realised the bit where I'd already taken off, like peeled off some of the top paper, the paint was adhering to really well. Where this paint is where this paper is, it's kind of got like a, almost like a plastic coat to it, so the paint isn't really adhering very well. You can see it's easily scratched off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to remove all of this like plastic coated paper, and then I'm going to paint the whole drawer black inside and out. I was going to spray paint it, but it's going to be easier to paint, to be honest, and the paint will stick better and it will look better on there. So that's just the next bit. When I've done that, I'll probably be back again. Okay, so I've painted it. Ugh, sticky. And I used this. And part of the reason I used the paint rather than the spray paint was because this was in my stash, and I am on a stash busting routine at the moment. So yeah, this is just one that I've had in my drawer for ages. Once again, it's from the works, and all I've done is I've painted the bit that's relatively dryish. Yeah, I've done the sides first, painted over them, and then because I don't like brush marks, I go over it with a roller, a sponge roller, not a fluffy roller, it's just sponge. And that also, because it thins the paint out, it helps it to dry. There have been a couple of spots on here where I've accidentally taken off too much paper, and what I've done is I've got an old nail file, and I've just filed the bits in so they're not going to show, they're not going to be so conspicuous. And that should be enough. I mean, obviously I only have to do the corners inside because that's going to be the only bit that shows. I have to excuse my very old towel. This used to be my towel that I used for hair dye. Now it's my towel that I use for crafting, and after this it shall probably go in the bin. But yeah, so if you go over it with a sponge roller, that'll thin it out, make it more even, it'll dry quicker. And then when all that's dry, I'll probably do a second coat as well. And then I shall do the bottom, because obviously I haven't done the bottom yet. Make sure it's all even. And then that'll be the drawer finished. So that's all I'm going to do for that for now. I have finished wrapping the box. But I can't show you because my computer is sat on it at the moment. And I got dirty hands. They're covered in paint. So I'm going to go and clean up and I'll be back later.